And I'm Bella.
Welcome to the Holy Matrimony Podcast.
This week we're going to talk about something to do with last week's mini video.
Yes, something interesting.
So, for those of you who didn't watch, well, now you got caught
Yes.
because you don't know what we're talking about. And yeah, caught you.
Yeah, but you missed out because it was a good video if I do say so myself.
It was pretty good. But before we talk about the video,
Yes.
please follow us on social media. So, we are on X and Instagram at Holy Matrimony. That's HOLYMATCHRIMONY. If you do that, you could have seen our little video. But it was also on YouTube. So we do release episodes every Thursday. You can find us on most of the major podcast players, or if you would like to watch us, as well as our little short videos, those are on the YouTube channel, Holy Matrimony Podcast. So youtube.com/@holymatrimony. Same spelling.
So please like, comment, rate, review, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Not only does it help us out, but we love to hear from you. We'd love to hear how you think we're doing, any ideas you guys have, what you want us to talk about, all that good stuff.
Who's right, who's wrong, mainly.
Mainly, yeah, that's a big part of it, for sure.
But yeah, all the other things are cool too.
Yes, yeah, of course.
But anyway, so for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, we released our first ever official movie trailer.
Yes. So, for those who don't watch every week or want to get caught back up, we talked a lot about movies last week.
Yes, we did.
And during the podcast, we had collectively kind of pitched a movie idea.
I mean, I think you pretty much pitched it, and then I was just like, wow, that's cool.
Maybe you
So
helped out.
You could take the
Give some
credit. You
ideas,
could take the
know.
credit, yeah.
And so we decided, you know what? Heck, let's just make that trailer.
Yeah, because first of all, we think it's easy to make one. Like, I feel like trailer making, we can just do that.
I mean, I don't want to, anybody that makes trailers, I don't want to get them on our bad side here. I don't think it's that easy to make one. But.
Oh, no. Like, the actual making, so the editing and stuff, no, but like, saying what the trailer is going to be, I got that all day.
Oh, yeah. Like the concept of it. Yes.
Oh, yeah. No, like the editing and all that. No, I don't know how to do that.
Okay.
But I'm talking about like, okay, here's the movie. This is what the trailer is going to be. That part, I think we're really good at.
Yeah. Yes, for sure.
And we proved that, I think.
Yes. So for those that didn't watch it, go ahead and tell them what the trailer was for.
It was for the Monopoly movie.
Yes.
Great movie.
Great.
I think it's going to be, I mean, obviously hasn't released yet.
No, summer 2025 is coming out, you know?
So I think it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Great cast, great director.
Oh, yeah, the best, for sure.
The editing was great.
So, you know, they've turned many movies, many of games and board games and things into movies. So we figured, why not Monopoly? It's going to happen at some
point. Because we
talked
about originality and how there's none. And then you brought up, like, oh, a board game. It could be Monopoly.
Yes.
And it was actually a pretty good idea.
Yeah, see?
Odds are, like, somebody's going to release that movie and they've been working on it and we had no idea.
Yes. And it's going to be nothing like what we put in our trailer.
Which is bad because ours is fantastic.
Our trailer was great.
If it's not anything like ours, something's wrong.
I agree.
And let us know. Like, watch the video and comment and let us know what you thought of the trailer.
Yes, please do. Because we were pretty proud of it.
100%. And if you know any studios, you pass it on.
Mm-hmm.
They're more than willing to use that.
Yep. We're in the process of finalizing the script.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
We just need some funding, really.
Yeah.
And we'll get this movie
made
up off the ground.
Yes. Yeah. But that's not what we're talking about today. What we're talking about was the concept for that trailer, which was Monopoly. Right?
The game.
The game
Not mistaken with, like, the law or government lingo Monopoly.
Like the business structure of a monopoly?
Yeah, not that.
Yes.
I mean, you probably know more about that than I do. I don't. I know, like, the basic.
Yes.
But what I really know, though, is Monopoly the game.
Yes.
And now, before we begin, though, I want to make sure.
Okay.
Like, are you sure this is something, like, you're okay talking about? Because, I'm really comfortable talking about board games and stuff because I win a lot. But I know, unfortunately, because I win a lot, that means you lose a lot. And so I just want to make sure this isn't going to be, like, triggering or upsetting.
I mean, I think the record shows that I've won equally to you in a lot of games. You may win a lot at certain games.
Is very Monopoly for sure. Like, have you ever won Monopoly?
Yes.
When?
I'm sure there's been a time,
I don't think
but I
so.
don't know that you've won a lot either. I think we've played a lot with other people, and
The only person I will lose to every time is Gianna. So people saw Gianna in our episode a few weeks ago, my sister.
well, yeah, she's ruthless.
Yeah, she's the only one. I don't know what she does. She's got to cheat or something. I have no idea.
Yes,
Um, but she's the only person I'll lose to. So when you and
yes.
I are playing, I don't. Who else am I losing to then?
I mean, I think I've won at least once. I know for a fact I have
I mean,
because
I must not have been there, but yeah.
here's the thing that people don't understand about Bella, and dare I say Bella's family, and to an extent.
No, you could say them too. That's fine.
There's such thing as sore losers, okay? But there's also such thing as sore winners, and you're all very sore winners.
I mean, it. See, when you win so much, it's hard. So like, I think we almost get frustrated because it's like, well, maybe somebody should just beat me once. It gets boring just
Yeah,
winning all the time. So I think that's why we get that way.
yeah.
Because we're trying to push you to do better to
Okay.
beat us. Does that make
So,
sense?
needless to say, our household is very competitive, and board games is one of the ways that we show our competitiveness.
I know. I mean, maybe we need to just put like a picture of our board game closet or count how many. I don't even want to know how many.
I don't think we can. So yeah, we in our board game collection, I guess you'd say, or whatever, has a wide variety from traditional board games like Monopoly
Yes.
to trivia to random board games that we found that looked cool to
Mm-hmm.
strategy game. Like we have a lot of different types of board games.
Yes, and Monopoly alone takes up one of the shelves.
Yeah, because we can't just play like normal Monopoly. We have to have special Monopolies to play.
Yeah, and we probably have what, like 10?
Probably
Like around 8 to
eight to
10.
10. Yeah.
And we have most of them are like the standard Monopoly game just with a theme, right?
Yes.
So like Star Wars and I think we have Game of Thrones, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have like three different just Star Wars types Monopolies.
Oh, for sure. We even have like a Colorado one,
Yes.
random and but then we also have some of these new Monopoly themed ones actually like change the rules.
Yes.
So we also have a couple of those. So we've like played Monopoly.
Yes. Um, and then we get,
Disney, have Disney Monopoly? Yeah.
yeah, we've got all that, and then we have traditional board games like Life.
Oh, the game Alive. That one you lose all the time, unfortunately.
I do unfortunately lose a lot in Life, but I do think I get very unlucky in the rolls and stuff.
Yeah, that's what they all say when they lose. Anyway,
There's not strategy to. There's not a lot of strategy to Life.
no, there is a strategy. You have to pick the right career. You have to like know what you're going for.
Yeah, but sometimes you don't get a good career option because you got to pick three or
Well,
whatever.
then you better pick the best of those because whatever lands on the board, like some make more money than others. I mean, it's just simple strategy. It's okay, I'll teach you later. But yeah, we have like Clue,
Yes.
Risk, like those kind of like traditional. We have like Scrabble, like that kind of stuff.
Yes. And then we also have a ton of trivia games because
Like
we're big trivia folks.
a million trivia games.
Yes, of all types. We have like bar trivia. We have Trivia Pursuits. We have Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Like
We
the
have
brand,
Jeopardy.
like logo games. So it's like, Oh yeah, we have it all.
Yes.
That's why
So
I said we might need to show like a picture.
yes. So why? I guess we could just talk kind of. Why do we do this? Why do we do this to ourselves?
Games? I don't know. I mean, I know in like my childhood, I played a lot of games. Like with my mom, she was a big game person. Actually, some of the games that I have are still from ones that I had when I was young with her.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, just all kind of card game. Oh yeah, like Uno and stuff. Oh, we'll talk about Uno. That's a whole separate. But like I remember playing games with her. And then with like my siblings and stuff, we're obviously super competitive. So I remember just as like a child playing a lot of games. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I mean, I think we typically played more traditional games, so Monopoly, Life, Clue. But yeah, I mean, we played. I wouldn't say often, but regularly we'd play it every once in a while.
Yeah, but you didn't play it right. I've learned that being with your family.
I don't know what you're talking about.
First of all, you guys don't follow the rules. The rules are there for a reason. And see, to me, I want to win by playing by the rules because that's way more
You
like
know,
dignifying than
the rules in board games are meant to be interpreted certain
no,
ways,
no,
and
no, no.
so sometimes in a family you just kind of make up rules that are better.
But also as a kid, your mom like cheating for you to let you win. Is that part of what you're saying too, or
The- If the rules are allowed that way in the family rules, then sometimes that happens.
no? See, this is why I win so much because my mom and dad, they didn't let me win.
Yeah.
I remember being a kid and just losing really bad to my parents. They did not have the mentality of, oh, well, because she's a kid, we'll let her win. No, no, no. They said, we'll figure it out. And I did.
Yeah.
So here we are.
And therefore you didn't have that mentality. So anytime we'd play with your siblings when they were younger, we also just didn't let them win.
Absolutely not. It teaches life skills.
Yes.
I mean, some of them might agree, some of them don't. But I don't know. They're doing pretty well.
Yes.
So I think it teaches very valuable skills.
Yes.
But that's why, I mean, that's why I like games so much. And I guess I don't know at what point you realize, like, oh, if you're going to be with me, this is what you have to do. And then we just kept buying games. But I just like playing board games. I love it.
No, I mean, I don't really know either. Like, I've just, since we've been together, we played them and stuff, and I've always enjoyed them. I don't know if this was like a moment where like I realized, but, um, yeah, I know, like, I do think it's fun to be competitive. I'm not a competitive person necessarily at nature, so like having something to be competitive about it, it gives you that mindset that it is fun to do that. You know?
I mean, at first it wasn't. I know. It probably was
Yes.
shocking to you sitting down to play Monopoly with me. I don't know. My sister's probably like 4 then. And then the other siblings not much older and being like demolished and like, taunted by like a 4-year-old probably was hard for you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think it was so much that like I don't win or I didn't win, but it was like I think I was sitting there feeling bad that like oh like I am kind of like doing better than these kids, and then they end up winning, and I'm like, wait, what are you talking? Wait, what?
I
Like
think they would argue and be like you were never doing better than them.
I have definitely beat them.
No, you have beat them like once or twice maybe. But like what I'm saying is like it like what went through your mind like wait, what is this family? Because this wasn't just normal cute game. This was like competitive. Like I said, this was like a 4-year-old and you're like, why is she like making fun of me for not having as much money as her?
well, yeah, like I said, for me, it was more of like looking at you, being like, aren't you gonna like help her? Aren't you gonna let her win? Like,
No.
don't you do that with you? I didn't have younger siblings. So I don't have younger siblings or anything, so I didn't know. But I always assumed like, oh, you let the little ones win.
Mm-mm.
And so when you weren't, I was like, what are we doing? Like, okay. And then
hmm
yeah, eventually they started making fun of me enough that it's like, okay, well, I guess I'm not gonna play it safe anymore. I guess next time
No.
we play, I'm just gonna actively try to demolish you then.
Mhm.
And ever since then, I have like there's
A
been
couple
no
times.
or
I'm just kidding.
I mean the mindset of it I have.
No, I know.
There's been no mercy in the mindset.
I'm just making the point that my family's full of winners. And now I think we've rubbed off on you because I think you've won more
I'm
lately.
okay. I would almost guarantee that I've won second most of the family, but I can't prove it because we don't keep score like that. But
What I will give you all day is when it comes to traditional board games, strategy games, whatever, I demolish you. Now, when it comes to trivia, especially certain trivias, but even just like normal. So it's like Disney trivia, you've beat me sometimes at that, but I'll get that. But if it's like the normal trivia, you will dominate at trivia all day.
yeah, I mean that is true. At least within the family. I'm not saying I'm like a trivia guy outside of the family, but within the family, I will win a trivia game 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah. So, had to give you something.
Yes, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
That is very true. Trivia is probably my strong suit, which is why whenever we go to play a game, I generally grab towards like, oh, let's go over a trivia game.
I knew it. I was going to ask you what's your favorite genre of game.
Oh, hands down trivia.
Yeah, and so you're saying that, well, you've probably won second most in the family. But yeah, that's because of trivia alone. Like
Yes.
if we just laid out every Monopoly game ever played, I think it's definitely Gianna's won most, and then I've won second most.
Yeah, you can say that. I don't remember you winning Monopoly with the family, with me being there that many times.
Yeah, because Gianna always won. I said that.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I know I've won at least a few.
But with who?
But-
Because when you and I play, I always win.
But notice, nobody else's names are really in that running.
Yeah, they'll notice. Yeah, they'll notice.
Yeah,
Yeah, see, I don't think they'll be mad about it though.
No, I mean they give it a good effort. They try.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's won once, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean,
But yeah, everybody has an off day.
Yeah, everybody. Because here's the thing: I've lost, but I think you have to lose to respect the game. Okay.
Yeah.
So I lose once or twice, and then I'm like, oh, and then I just never lose again. That's pretty much what happens for me.
Yeah. I will say there's some games that I'm just not good at.
Like what?
For some reason, Clue, I can never win Clue.
See, Clue's hard though because just you and I play a lot, and
Yeah.
Clue is definitely better with multiple people
Yes.
because of the way the cards get shuffled around and like the the going from room to room. Like Clue is definitely better with people, so it can be a 2-person game.
Yes.
But it's better with at least 4 people.
Yes.
Um,
I just feel
Clue's like Clue's like strong strategy. Strong. I don't think people think that, but 100% that's a strategy game.
yeah, I feel like Clue for me, it's almost never that I didn't know the answer. It's like it because we play the rules where you have to be in the room to guess it, right?
Yes, which is the normal rules, the
Right.
traditional rules.
I yeah. So I feel like every time by the time I know it, I can never get to that room. Like I always start rolling ones, and I'm like, I just need to get on the other side of the board, and then
Mhm.
and then somebody beats me to it. But it's not that I
Yeah.
didn't know about it. I knew about it. I just cannot get to that side of the board.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. When you play with less people, that happens. Where
Yes.
you all know, the more people you play with, the less likely that is.
Yes.
And that's where you get really competitive with certain people, and they'll just like guess it all of a sudden. You'll be like, wait, did they just win?
Right.
So yeah, Clue. I like Clue, but yes, it is definitely one that just you and I playing. It's like okay, but it's better with more.
Mm-hmm. Life is another one that I'm, for some reason, just not good at. I enjoy it, but I just cannot get the hang of
I
it.
think what it is you can't spin that spinner on life.
You know I cannot spin this, but I don't know why.
So anybody who's played the game of life, the spinner is like that where you have to like put it together too. Like the
Yes.
life board you have to put together every time. You cannot spin. I don't understand, and it's funny because if any of my siblings are listening to this, they know you cannot spin that spinner.
It just doesn't. You spin.
It's not hard.
It spins off the track every time.
Why though? It doesn't for us.
Because I don't know. But I can't do it.
See, that's what I'm saying. I think I was born to play games,
Yeah.
like video games. Oh no, sorry,
I was
board
like,
games.
video
Board games. I don't know though. That's another topic.
Another topic for another day.
Board games, I'm born to play them. It's
Yeah.
okay. You don't have to be on my level.
So obviously we talked about trivia. What's your favorite genre of board games?
I mean, I like just the basic board games. Like,
Yeah.
I know most people are like, that's crazy. I will play Monopoly over and over and over again. I don't know why. I just will. And then, like Life, Scrabble, like those kind of ones. I really like those.
Mm-hmm.
But I think ones that I can, because sometimes you don't want big, long games.
Right.
Right. So I do really like the card games too.
Mm-hmm.
I think those ones are fun because they're still like strategy, but they can be fast. Like Uno, Phase 10.
Yes.
Even just like basic card games like that you can play.
Yeah, like
with
the
like
deck
a
of cards.
normal deck of cards.
Yes.
Anything like that. I do like trivia. Don't get me wrong, especially because I'm trying to like build up to your
Yes,
level.
yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just the traditional games. But I mean, man, those card games all day.
Yeah, and those are also ones I'm not great at. I'm being some of them I'm okay at.
I almost feel like let me know. Are you more afraid to play Monopoly with me or Uno?
Uno, hands down Uno.
Why?
Because just Uno is. See, Monopoly, I get money. I understand. Like I get it. I lose sometimes, but I get it. I don't
Mhm.
get Uno. I
What do
don't
you mean you
know.
don't get Uno?
Yeah, I can't like.
You're just mad because you lose.
Yeah, well, yeah, but like, I don't know if I don't pay attention enough, or like I don't realize like I don't know. I'm not fast enough. Like, I don't know.
I give that one to my mom. That's probably one of my earliest game memories is playing Uno with my mom. And once again, she did not let me win.
Right.
Man, she did, and we did not play. We played the traditional way. We didn't play the you can keep putting +2s on top of each other, and like you have to pick up until you find something. Like we did not play like that.
Yeah.
We played the traditional rules. Now I can play either way, and I'll
Yeah.
win either way. That's fine. But Uno is, I think, a lot of people joke right online that Monopoly's like the family destroyer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know though, because
But-
I've played some Uno games with my family, and oh wow, you could like lose family members playing
Yeah,
Uno.
yeah. I think Uno is almost more devastating. I think Monopoly is the slow devastation, right? You're slowly seeing your money dwindle, and you're slowly like, I have no hope. Like,
Well, and too, you're like coming up on the side of the board with like all the castles or the hotels, yeah, all the hotels, and you're like, oh yeah, I have like $10 left. I'm gonna land on one, but Like Uno, you'll think and this is going to explain so much about me. My favorite feeling of any game is when somebody's sitting there and they're like, Uno, they put this card down. And I can tell, like, I'm really good at reading people with Uno. I can tell that they have, like, the wild card, or they have for sure, like, the card that they know they can set down, so they're going to win. And they just have that, like, I'm going to win. But there I am with my +4. And that feeling of putting that down and just watching the light die in their eyes
Yeah.
is such a good feeling.
Yeah. I know you. That makes total sense for you.
And now these psychos had the audacity to make an Uno No Mercy.
Yes.
We haven't played it yet.
No, but you
But
don't
I've been playing
play
Uno
No Mercy.
Uno No Mercy.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. So Uno, I think, is because it is that instantaneous. I'm gonna win. Oh, what happened? And then I'm gonna win. Yeah. So Monopoly, I
Yeah.
think, it is a slow burn.
Mhm.
You know, it can definitely destroy your hopes and dreams.
Yeah. Especially if you think you're doing good in Monopoly and then all of a sudden you're not.
Yeah, I think Monopoly though, it's such a slow game sometimes where like you can lose, and then you can just be like, you know what, you two keep playing. I'm gonna go watch some TV until you're done. You know what I mean? Like you can
Yes.
go but like Uno, it's once you're done, you're done. It's over.
And you get like mad too.
Yes.
And then you want to keep going. That's the crazy thing too. It's like you don't just want to play one game. You're like, let's go again, let's go again.
Yeah, because you think you can win.
Yeah, and it's a faster game. So yeah, Uno, there's been some fights. There's been some like devastation, not talking to somebody for a day over an Uno game in my family. Like that's a good game.
Yeah, I get that. See, I get that same feeling when we play Trivial Pursuit.
Oh yeah,
And
you dominate.
You get the wedges, and I love when I got all the wedges and I'm going back to that center square or center circle or whatever, and like I look at everybody else and they've got like 2 wedges.
Like one wedge, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's a
Yeah.
cakewalk for me.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, because I know how it felt because we have Disney Trivial Pursuit, which is my thing.
Yes.
So I know how it felt when you beat me at that because I was like, what happened?
Right.
You don't even watch, you don't even know half these movies. I wonder, how did you feel when I beat you at the Star Wars one?
Oh, that was a shame to myself because I just had it like there were certain questions that I just completely blanked on that like I knew the answer to, but for some reason I just couldn't do it, and so I was like, oh, I disappointed myself.
Well, and then you created this monster. If you would have been talking about Star Wars for all these years, I might not have known something.
Yeah, that's the hard part about being a trivia person, right? Is I know a lot, like of random facts. I'm not saying I know a lot of stuff, but I know like random stuff. And you've heard me talk about a lot of random stuff for years. So when a question comes up that you only know the answer because I talked about it,
Exactly.
it's so devastating. Like you wouldn't know that if it wasn't me, and then you just beat me because I told you the answer like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I remember things. I mean, I've only beat you that game once. Obviously, you demolish me on Star Wars trivia normally. But I think it was the first time we ever played it,
was.
too.
It was straight out of the box. Straight out of the box, played it.
And then I don't think we played it for like 6 months because you were like sad.
No. So I have to redeem myself sometimes, you know?
Yeah, no, you do give me a trivia. I will give you the trivia. You will get me, especially the Trivial Pursuits, like all of them. I think the original Trivial Pursuit, we've had to just stop sometimes because both of us suck at that one.
Yeah.
But because we have like that 2000s one, which is like slightly different
Yes.
gameplay. The themed Trivial Pursuits, you will like murder me on those every time.
Well, yeah, because so what we've learned in our years of doing trivia type stuff is that we both. So yeah, I know a lot of different things, but we both have certain categories that we are like good at.
Science and nature.
Yeah.
Like on
yes.
Trivial, the actual Trivial Pursuit.
Yes. Like
Yeah.
geography is a subject that I'm really not good at.
Yeah, and that's where I get a chance.
Yes.
If it's science and nature for me, it's like the animal facts or I don't even know because it's just definitely nothing like chemistry wise. So the periodic table, none of that.
No, for science and nature for you, it's either animal facts because you for some reason know a lot about animals, or like weird things that you could have learned for true crime. Right? Like things about like the body that you're like, oh, I learned that on a true crime podcast.
Oh yeah, anatomy. I never have taken anatomy, but I did work in a hospital once, and we had to do like medical terminology. Like I had to. They literally gave me a medical terminology for dummies book, and I had to pass a test.
Yes.
To do the job. So there is certain anatomy and like body stuff I've got like and disease type stuff. I know a lot about like conditions because of that. and then the nature part. So I think it's really like the nature part, right? Like the
Mm-hmm.
animals. There's some plant stuff, not a lot.
Oh, space stuff you're good at too for some reason. Like, like overall good. Like, not.
Yeah, yeah, just really the planets. I don't
Yes.
know what it was in like what is it, second grade? You learn about the planets. Man, I held on to that. I
Yes.
think it's because I thought I was gonna be an astronaut once, and
No, that
then
makes sense.
I think you actually I'm too short. I think I learned that more
Mm,
recently.
probably. Yeah.
That's definitely not the reason I didn't become an astronaut. It's because I realized like I'm actually not good at the other parts of science and like math, and a lot of sciences have a lot of math.
Yeah. So like, we know that like those two categories you're probably gonna do better.
Yeah, and what's yours?
I don't know if I have like
Well, anything pop culture movie
pop
related.
culture movie. Yeah, pop culture I generally have.
And I think you're way better at history than you think you are.
Yeah, I gotta credit that to my parents for just anytime we go on a vacation, they have to go to some kind of museum. So I learned a lot of random history stuff.
Yeah, you know like a lot of history. Wait, what? Because I can't even remember all the Trivial Pursuit categories, but and I was like science and nature, history, geography, and then I can't remember the other. Oh, I
Yeah,
think movies and
it's on one of them, but
I don't know, the pink one you're
yeah,
good at.
yeah. Oh, entertainment or something. I think
Oh,
something like that.
entertainment. Thank you. That's what it's called.
We also have like a Trivial Pursuit video game that we play sometimes. So like that's where we get
Hmm.
some of our thoughts from.
Now, one category we're both terrible at.
Oh gosh.
Can you think of it?
Yeah, sports.
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 So on Trivial Pursuit, sports out. We are
Every
out.
so every once in a while there'll be a sports question that either I know because of a movie
Hmm.
or they do throw in a pro wrestling question.
Or you've actually no. Do you know what's crazy about the wrestling one? Speaking of trivia, you've answered a lot of like history or like the most random questions. Like it will be like some random factor like word or something, and I'm like, where do you even know that? And you're like, oh, this one wrestling documentary, and I'm like,
Yeah, I do that all the time.
it's wrestling. Why do you know a science question? It's wrestling, and you're like, oh, well, they went here, and like, what the
Yeah,
heck?
I no, I do that all the time. Like if it's like so if we're watching like Jeopardy for example,
Oh yes, for sure.
and there'll be a random answer like, how do you know that? Or like I'll look at you like, do you know how I know that? Like pro wrestling.
Yeah, and I'm like, what? I've watched it now for a while.
Yeah.
Never once have I gotten like a history lesson in Ring. So like, what are we watching here?
It's because sometimes they just announce, especially with like sports questions too, because they make a lot of analogies about sports. Or like in wrestling, they might go to like an arena that was a famous sports arena, so I hear it. Like
No, that's true. Yeah.
so, like yeah, for some reason my mind can retain a lot of weird knowledge.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's just always so crazy. I'm like, really?
Yeah,
Wrestling? And you're like, yeah, this one documentary about like Hulk Hogan. And I'm like, what does it have to do with anything? And it's like a periodic table question. And I'm like, that doesn't even make sense, you know?
yep. It's because I just remember weird stuff.
True. Now, one thing, because it's just the two of us.
Just the two. of us. We can make it if we try.
Yeah, good
Yep.
job. Yeah,
Sorry.
good job.
Okay, thanks.
No, thank you. That was good.
Of course.
Um, like party games,
Yes.
because we don't always have people to play. And so we always play against each other. But if we can be on a team together, whew, we
Yeah, so
dominate.
especially games like what is it where like you can't say the word?
Taboo.
Yes. So like for those who don't know taboo, it's like you have a word and you have to get the other person to say that word, but there's certain words you can't say. Right? Is that what I'm thinking of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the password game, like that TV
Yes.
show password. Yeah, that concept.
When me and you a few times that me and you have been on the same team,
Hmm.
we dominate
Yeah.
that game because it's unfair really. We're together for so long.
Hmm.
You know, some people have joked that we have the same mind because
Hmm.
we think of the same jokes and stuff.
Yeah.
So we could just look at something and be like, if it's this cup, and I'm like, oh hey, like whatever experience happened in our life, and you're like, oh yeah, it's this.
Yeah. I remember it's deep. It's that movie Four Christmases with Vince Vaughn
Yep.
and Reese Witherspoon. There's a scene in there where they're at like somebody's house and they're playing. I think it might be Taboo too. They're playing like a game though, like that. And the point is like they're a couple that's kind of like not doing well, and they like can't get it, but the other couple is like, oh, that pink skirt, and then she's like, Rome, and it's like, wait, how? And they're like, oh, because we wore that on our trip. That's us.
Yeah.
So like if we're together, we're like dangerous.
Yes. So because we've also done it to where we're on the opposite teams,
Mhm.
and I've been sitting there and you've been talking to like the partner you're playing with, and I'm like, I know the answer. I know
Mhm.
what I know. I can't say it because we're in the opposite team, but I know what she's trying to tell you right now.
Yeah, no, we're like we need to I don't know, get on like some of these game shows, like the Pictionary one or whatever,
Yes.
because we know each other really well. But we're so used to playing against each other since it's just the two of us normally.
Yes.
But if we can be on a team, and actually, a lot of times when we play party games with other people who like have never played the game, or like we're trying to just have it be fun and lighthearted, we purposely will be on opposite teams because we know we'll dominate.
Yes.
And I know that's like sounds like super braggy, but it's true.
It is true. I mean, because then but we're also though like pretty good about on different teams. There's been some moments I can remember us playing a movie game.
Mm-hmm.
We were on opposite teams. The partner I was with, it was like you can make a gesture or something.
Yeah, it was like charades kind
It
of.
was like a charades type game. Made one gesture like for those guys, it was just swoop their arm over their head,
Mm-hmm.
and I instantly was like, Free Willy.
Yeah, because it was a movie game.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it was Free Willy, and everybody was shocked, and I was like, that's just
No, the thing was, is like I knew too, because I was like, most people would have been like Rainbow, and I was like, oh, that's the Free Willy movie, and you knew it, and I think, but see, so if we were on the same team, it'd be easy because I know why it's Free Willy. We've talked about that movie so
Yeah.
much, so like we would have known. But yeah, I mean, I was shocked that you guys
Yes.
did so good. You know.
Yes, so like we can do good also on our own, but yeah, if we're together, like
Mhm.
we would definitely win some money on a game show.
I know, and we need to like get like the Newlywed Game. They haven't done that in years.
Oh yeah, the one where you have to,
Obviously
like,
we don't count anymore because
not
not
newlyweds.
newlyweds.
But that type of thing, yes.
Yeah, like especially when it's okay, so what's his favorite, movie or I mean, you can give me like weird stuff,
Yes.
and we know that.
Again, we've been together for so long at this point, it makes sense.
But if they made another game for just like couples, so not newlyweds, but like couples who've been together for a long time, man, we got this, you know?
Yes. So that board game love definitely like bleeds into like we're very big on game shows and watching those types of you know what I mean, anything competitive. We love to watch like the music game shows, like
Oh yeah, I guess the
guess
name that tune or
beat Shazam.
oh yeah, because I mean that's just fun. Honestly, we'll pretty much watch any game show, and I'll pretty much play any board game. Like
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
try it at least.
Oh, for sure.
I hate Risk. That's the only one I hate. But
Well, you're not big on like the long board games. Like you don't like the
so Monopoly,
no,
the
but like
longest.
that's I mean like role playing board games. Like you don't like that, like Risk or like
No,
I've never played it either. But like Settlers of Catan, like we
like
don't play those.
Stratego.
Yeah,
Yeah, no. I like just a solid board game.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll play it,
yeah,
and
for
we
sure.
have because we have like special ones, but
Mhm.
yeah, it's not really my style.
No, for sure. But I think like again, some of the board games that we play again, we're really good at like Family Feud. We have a Family Feud board game we play.
Oh yeah, wait, we have a board game of Family Feud. I know we have like the video
I think
game.
we do. I think it's in there.
Oh yeah, because we would like murder Family Feud. Like if we
Yeah.
just need the rest of the. I mean, we already have ideas for who we want to go with us.
Yes.
I want to go on Family Feud. Like we watched that game, and we're like, why can't you get this? And I know people always say, well, when you're there, it's different. No, it's not. Okay, like there is no way I wouldn't be able to figure some of this out.
Yes. So I think that our love of board games and random trivia and winning would translate over to like these games that we need to play.
Yeah, so we should put it to use so we can make money.
Yes, instead of just sitting at our house on our couch doing it.
But I mean, they have to like let us on first, and I think they're afraid to let us on because we would just absolutely bankrupt them. We take all their money.
Because you also love, like for you love word games.
Oh yeah. I mean, because like on my phone, I play word games. Like, most people play like Candy Crush or I don't know what
Yeah.
other games. Oh no, I like or like mind games. Is that
Yeah.
what they're considered? So
Yeah, I
like the
think so.
word games, like puzzles. Like I like Sudoku stuff like that. But like Wheel of Fortune is my favorite
Yes.
game show, and I can play Wheel of Fortune.
Yes. So that I think we just do need to start looking at taking our love of board games and our love of these games and then let's make some money off it.
I've tried applying for Wheel of Fortune.
I know.
I'm gonna do it again.
Yeah, we should.
I'm actually hoping because they have the theme weeks
Yes.
that I mean we're pretty big fans of certain things. So when those theme weeks come up, I might apply again for those ones.
Me too, for sure. I'm not as good as you, but I can hold my own.
Oh no, you do pretty good.
Sometimes
Just not. I'm sorry. Nobody can be me. Sorry.
I know there's been times that you've been off and I've beaten you to the word. And I can tell it makes you really upset.
Hey. I'm just proud. Okay.
Yeah, you should be. Yeah.
But I'm disappointing myself, right? I'm my biggest critic.
But I guess my question then is, if you had to pick top 3 games,
Just all games.
4 games.
Oh, well, Monopoly.
Okay.
Just basic Monopoly. Um, Categories.
Ooh, Scatterware is a good one.
Love categories. And Uno.
Okay, so just 3 classics, huh?
Yeah, and then like if we were doing like Mount Rushmore, my Mount Rushmore of games,
Ooh, yeah.
it would definitely be those three, and then my fourth would be, I have to think, but it definitely would be a trivia. I think like just traditional. We have one that's called like the pub trivia game, but
Mm-hmm.
I think like any that's just basic. So like pub trivia, like the trivia that's like all different categories.
Yes.
Because Trivial Pursuit's fun. We have like the logo games, which I love those, but I like the ones that have a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So what's yours?
Well, I think I mean, for me personally, I'm just putting 4 different trivia games out there. But if I'm going with the Mount Rushmore, right? To me, I think Mount Rushmore isn't necessarily your favorite. It's like who,
What's the best games?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Classic Trivial Pursuit has to be on there.
Okay.
You have to put Monopoly on there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a staple game.
Yeah. It's a stable game.
A faction game.
A faction game. And that's hard. Like, for me, like,
That's
like,
it. Like Trivial Pursuit. That's it.
in Monopoly, and
Oh, okay, yeah.
it's like Battleship on there, because Battleship's kind of a fun game, but it's kind of lame. Like, it's when you think of it, it's kind of lame, but it's kind of
But
fun.
when you're in it, you are in it, and
yes.
that's another game. I will demolish you on that every time too. I think partially because I know you get surprised when I can figure out your ships. Like, I don't know what it is. This is where like I think I can convince people I'm psychic. Is
Yeah.
if they watch me play Battleship with you and I know exactly where once I find one ship, I know how you place the rest.
I know you do, because I do have like patterns and things I try to do, and it doesn't work.
Yeah, and so I can get that from you. I think
Yeah.
that's why I win.
Yeah.
Like if I don't know where that comes from. If not, you would probably beat me every
Yeah.
time.
So I'm not gonna put Battleship on there,
No,
but I thought it was a
Battleship,
good mention it. I
Mhm.
think I put Clue, because I think Clue,
Mhm.
it's a classic game. It is fun.
Yeah.
There's like detective work involved. You know.
Oh yeah, you get to pretend.
Plus, it's the only one's, well, not the only one, but it's had a movie.
Sure. Oh, and that's a good movie
good
too.
movie.
Like Clue is a good movie.
Right.
Oh, and also we always like to mess around and like, stab each other with a little knife or like
Oh yeah.
the
Pretend.
candlestick. You
Yeah.
know.
Yes. So like,
Yeah, we have a good time.
yeah, we have a silly goose time. We play Clue.
Yeah, like it's not so serious all the time.
No.
Like Monopoly, the beginning of Monopoly, we always have fun.
Oh, we always joke around and stuff. Yes.
It's not until those like once you have all of the properties bought, then it gets serious.
It's once somebody starts building houses on it, you're like, oh, okay, we're doing this now. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
And that just leaves one more, and so like, again, Mount Rushmore, right? Not my favorite from Mount Rushmore. I'm trying to just debate if it's Life or Uno.
Mm-hmm. I actually think less people are playing the game of life than you think they have.
Yes.
I think we've played it so much, but I've worked with people that are like, oh, either they don't know what it is or they've never played it. And I'm like, it's the game of life, though.
It's the game of life.
Like, we always call it life, but it's the game of life.
Right.
I mean, how are you going to win it in real life if you don't play the game of life?
Yeah, so maybe I'd go Uno then, just for that reason.
Okay.
But again, not necessarily my favorites, but Mount Rushmore for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I see that. I mean, that's probably biased. There's probably a lot of people that are like, you didn't put Scrabble, or you didn't put Risk, or you didn't put...
Yeah.
No. Monopoly's for sure on there, though.
Monopoly for sure. I'm just not a big Scrabble guy. Like, I like Scrabble, it's fun, but I'm not a word person.
Well, we're not that smart.
I just don't really know how to spell things, if I'm being honest with you.
No, that's true, but also, like, Scrabble people know words that, like... I mean, you are really good at trivia.
Yeah.
Like, you're really smart. But I do think Trivia Mind is completely different than Scrabble Mind.
Yes. Now, I think some people can overlap when they're really that smart.
Oh, yeah, those are like the Jeopardy people. That's not us.
Yeah, that's not... Yeah. To be Jeopardy, you gotta be both.
Yeah, I don't want you to think that we think we're really smart because we're good at board games. No, that's the point. We're not.
No,
that's why we like board games.
I would never go on Jeopardy.
No, I don't know. Sometimes... No, so Jeopardy's wild, okay? But I think you can make it more or farther than you think on a lot of like trivia type stuff. Yeah, I think you're way smarter than you think you are.
Give me maybe like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Maybe.
Yeah, no, you're definitely smarter than you think you are. Yeah. Jeopardy though is like a completely different beast.
Speaking of being smarter than we think we are you smarter than a 5th grader?
Oh my gosh, you demolish that, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Like, I would sometimes get some. You would, I mean, too bad that show's not on anymore because you literally could win that game.
I
The
know.
million? Don't they give $1 million away?
Was it a million? I can't
I
remember.
think so. Like, if you went to that final question,
Maybe, but I just want to meet Jeff Foxworthy and
and then when John Cena did it for a second,
John Cena. Yeah, I mean,
right? It was John Cena.
he was. Yeah, at the end,
Yeah.
I think there. I would love to go on that show. Bring it back. Bring it back with either one of them. I don't care.
Oh yeah, and you, I don't know. I mean, so
Uh,
you've proven you're definitely smarter than a fifth grader at least.
Yes. Now here's the thing. I don't know about fifth graders now. I think they learn a lot more now than they used to.
Yeah, this like new math and stuff, and the new ABCs and all that. Yeah, I don't know,
But
but old school for sure.
yes, for sure. Bring that back. I'll do it.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree.
But I don't know. It just goes to show that you know, we know a lot of weird things.
Well, and that's why our Monopoly trailer was so good because we have played so much Monopoly. We know. So that's what I'm saying. If you guys are going to make a movie, can we at least be consultants on the movie?
Yeah.
Because we will tell you whether or not it makes sense for the game of Monopoly. Like, this is one of those. It's not even like the my childhood things. This is just I know Monopoly.
Yes.
So please consult us and we will make sure the movie makes sense and it's good.
That's actually, I think you're right. We put some stuff in Monopoly, the trailer that we
Mhm.
did, that 100% people I think would be like, no, but it's true. Example that I'm using here is
Mhm.
everyone knows the railroad is the key to winning the game.
Not everyone knows that
Railroad is the key to winning the game.
because that's how I win. I mean, if you guys want, I can make a separate channel of like strategies for all these games
Yeah,
because I have strategies
Bella's
for all
board game
these games.
tips, yeah.
But they are the key to winning the game.
It's an overlooked thing.
No, most people they'll be like, I don't want to buy the railroad. Oh, buy the railroad and absolutely cry if somebody else buys another railroad because if you can get all four railroads, you don't need houses and stuff. Yeah, sure, you can buy some houses on some other properties. If somebody, and most people say, well, no, that's not true because there's only four. But if somebody lands on those and they have to pay you $400 every time, and this can happen early in the game, this can happen before everything else, you will absolutely win the game.
Yes.
So it is the key to winning the game, and I will
Yes.
fight somebody on that all day. And what I'd say is, if you don't agree with me, let's play the game,
Yeah,
and we'll see who wins.
Yeah, I know. I agree. I think they're a very underrated property on Monopoly.
Mhm.
That is definitely part of the key to winning.
Yeah, not the utilities though, guys. That is
I think that's a big misconception. I think people think they're one and the same, right? Like,
They are
that's the same
not.
thing. They're not. You're right.
the utilities suck. Okay, but the
Yes.
railroads, for sure,
Mm-hmm.
you have to do it. You're welcome. That's a free tip.
Free tip. The rest won't be free.
What I'll do is I'm gonna set up like an OnlyFans, but not for what OnlyFans is for tips, so you can pay me because I need to be paid for these tips. So that was a free one.
Yeah.
But I need to be paid for my other tips.
I mean, you could probably do it on like a Patreon or something. Probably doesn't need to be.
Well, I didn't know. Can you do that on Patreon?
I would assume.
No, but they can't like pay you per tip. They can like give you monthly.
Yeah. So
Unless we set up like our own website. It doesn't actually have to be but like an OnlyFans type website where you pay me and I give you a tip.
Yeah, you could do that for
But
sure.
I want it like on a website that like, they deal with like the money part so I don't have to like get scammed.
Yeah, that makes sense for sure. But yeah, we could definitely do that.
Mm-hmm. But that would also be wild. Like you're just like on OnlyFans and you're like, wait, what's this? And then it's nothing to do with that.
It's just sitting there. And you're like, "What's up?"
I'm
here's-
just like, all right, guys.
Tip of the day is.
Who wants to learn some good tips about the game of Clue? And then they're like, wait, what? And then they watch the whole thing. Nothing happens. They're like, wait, am I happy about this or am I mad?
I'd be pretty stoked if like yes.
No, I know, but like if guys are going on there and they probably think like, oh,
Especially if we named it like we'll come back to that later.
this is not the OnlyFans podcast.
No,
and I'm not encouraging that.
I want to make this as PG as possible here. But
but I'm not encouraging that. I'm just saying
if your channel was called like I don't know, Bella's tip of the day, could just be I don't know, just a thought.
Yeah. Yeah, that might really pull people in.
It might pull people in.
See, that's what I'm saying. If there's another website that's not like that I could do that, but Bella's tip of the day might really work.
Yeah.
They might be mad after, but the money already went through.
Exactly.
And then some people might like it. I don't know.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, let me know if you guys have any tips. Let me know the next time you play Monopoly and you use the railroad
If it worked, yeah.
And if it works, please let me know. If so, also you need to reshare that because I need that credit. And if you take the credit for it, that's rude.
Very rude.
Now during the time you win though, once you win, you take all that glory and
Yeah,
credit.
take the glory, not the credit.
Yeah, exactly. But if later they're like, how did you know that? Oh, hey, the Holy Matrimony podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild. They do different things, but this one time they talked about games.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I don't know if this is the right time to mention this, but we're also very good at giving post board game interviews.
Oh, fantastic at post board. Like, I was definitely supposed to be an athlete, but obviously that didn't happen.
Yes.
My mind was meant to be an athlete, not my body.
Yes.
And so I think that's the other thing about board games is I really know how to give a great post board game interview.
Yeah. So like when you're doing that, if you win
Mm-hmm.
and you use the tip that Bella gave you,
Mm-hmm.
you can give a very sports like,
Post game
acknowledge
interview. Mm-hmm.
take the glory but not the credit.
Exactly.
And we'll have to show them how it's done.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe watch out, and we'll show you a good post board game interview.
Yeah. Might have to.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good to me too, Bella. I love board games.
I know.